An Air India aircraft bound for London crashed shortly after takeoff in the city of Ahmedabad in western India. Aviation expert Bernard Lavelle weighs in on what may have happened moments before the crash.
At this point, the aircraft is trying to reach kind of maximum thrust to achieve takeoff and then obviously get to its altitude. When an aircraft goes to take off, there is a point which is a kind of go, no-go point. So this aircraft has gone past that go, no-go point. So one presumes that everything was okay at that point. If there's a problem, the pilots can literally slam on the brakes and they should be able to stop before you reach the end of the runway. You can't see any flames from the engine, so it doesn't look like there was a fire or anything. You can see quite soon after takeoff it's rising and then it kind of stops and then it starts to descend again. So trying to avoid too much speculation, but that would suggest there's probably some kind of engine issue. It could also be just, for some reason there's some kind of blockage in one of the valves that's injecting the fuel into the engine, which meant that the engine was not receiving fuel and therefore didn't have the ability to increase the thrust. In fact, the fact that the aircraft has come down so quickly suggests that there was no thrust at all in those engines.
The plane crashed into a medical hostel, and dozens of students were hospitalized as a result, according to the Federation of All India Medical Associations.
It's unlikely to be human error because there was an SOS message. If we go back to think about the aircraft landing on the Hudson River, that was Canada geese that got ingested into both engines, so they lost both engines. But the difference was that aircraft was high and it was coming into land, and therefore they were able to do a bit of gliding to actually end up on the river. Takeoff, you haven't got that speed, you haven't got that thrust.
The Boeing 787 Dreamliner was carrying 242 people. Air India said the sole survivor was being treated in the hospital.
The investigations will take time, but anything we can do now, we are doing.
If you recreated this in a flight simulator, every pilot would have the same outcome. That aircraft is going to go into the ground, unfortunately. I don't believe that if you had the best pilot in the world, he would have been able to do anything other than see that plane go into the ground.